Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another classic Doctor Who reaction. This is Hardline, my name is Matt. Okay, so last time we watched Classic, it was The 10th Planet, and I did it because, well, first of all, I wanted to see it, but also a lot of people were saying, hey, you gotta watch this. Because of the Series 10 thing, because I've been watching modern Doctor Who and, Series 10. And when I watched that, I also made sure to let people know that, hey, I'm gonna be watching more classic stories because I just enjoy the concept of Doctor Who, and there is like an extra like 26 years of this show that I can just go and watch, but I'm not doing it because it's too much. It's too much to just do 26 years of a show, and it's just like it's not gonna happen. Not all of it. What I'm gonna do though is that I'm gonna go back and watch some of the really great stories that people want me to watch, or not necessarily the great ones. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute, but like I'm gonna go back and watch some stories that people talk about. So I did a couple already. I did Genesis of the Daleks with the Fourth Doctor with Tom. I also did Dalek Invasion of Earth, and then I also did 10th Planet, of course. So we've watched a story for the Fourth Doctor and two for the First Doctor. So that leaves the second, the third, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh Doctors. Oh, I also watched the movie 1996 with Paul McGann. I don't know if that counts as classic, but fuck it, I watched that. That movie's great, by the way. That movie's the shit. If you've not watched the 1996 TV Doctor Who movie with Paul McGann, go and watch it right now. That movie is the shit. So I'm gonna watch a story for each of those Doctors that I haven't done on the channel yet, and then I'll just like keep a sequence going of like which Doctor are we missing in the rotation. So I want to try and do that. I don't know for how long I'm going to be doing this. I don't know how many classic stories I'm going to watch, but I just want to watch stuff right now. So yeah. So this led me to make a poll where I asked people, hey, which classic story should I watch next? So I handpicked 5 stories for each of those Doctors. That from what people told me, and I did my own like little research, not a lot because I'm not spoilers, but I looked up 5 stories and I thought, okay, I'm gonna choose these 5 stories and I'm gonna watch them. But I did a poll to ask people, hey, which one is gonna be the next one? Which one do you want me to watch like next? And the first place winner is Spearhead from Space, featuring the Third Doctor. If I got my information correct, this is the first story with the Third Doctor, the first story in color, and it's just the first story in this weird saga with the Third Doctor, where basically Doctor Who just ran out of money. Like the BBC was like, nope, you're not getting enough money anymore. So then they just cut on the sci-fi bullshit, and then they just made an Earth show, like Earth Defense Force, I think, something like that. That's not an actual name, but like that's the idea, and that's what the Third Doctor did for a while. So that's all I know about it. And this would be my first. No, never mind. I was gonna say it would be my first time watching the Third Doctor, but that's not true. But it would be one of the first stories I've seen of him. Because I've not seen a lot of the Third Doctor, nor the second one. I have seen quite a bit of the first, the fourth, the fifth, and the seventh. Those are the ones that I've seen the most, I think, of classic. So 2, 3, and 6 are the ones that I don't have that much knowledge on. But we're gonna be watching third now. So this is what I know of the Third Doctor. The actor is Jean Pertwee. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna say it like that, and hopefully that'll be great. He has an impeccable sense of style, because it's kind of like Peter Capaldi at the end of his run, and that was like my favorite thing ever. And it makes sense because Peter Capaldi was a fan of the show on its early years for first, second, third, and fourth Doctors. So a lot of what he is as the Doctor is kind of making an homage to those early years, the Third Doctor. what I've seen of the Third Doctor made me really like him, because I didn't see a lot of him, but I did see him, and I'm like, you know what, that guy is alright. That guy is alright. That one, you know, like I enjoyed what they were doing with that character, and John's performance. I enjoy that, but again, it wasn't a lot to go on. It was just what I saw, which was like, I don't know. I don't know how much I saw. Was it like one episode, 2 episodes? I think that was it. And I mean episodes, not stories. So like 20 minutes and that's it, you know? But what I saw was pretty good. So I enjoy that a lot. And I also know that he is the doctor that just fucking kung fu fought everyone. Not actual kung fu, Benushan Aikido, you know? But like, still, he just kung fu fought everyone. And that's the shit. That's great. Every doctor should do that. They did bring it a little bit with Capaldi in one scene, and with Whittaker. I actually been saying Whittaker this entire time, and I'm realizing now that it might be Whittaker. Whatever. The 13th Doctor also did Venusian Aikido once, so that's great. But those are all callbacks to the Third Doctor, because he is the Kung Fu Master. So that's all I know about the Third Doctor and his era of the show. I know also what happened to his regeneration. I mean, from the Second Doctor regeneration to this, which maybe I should mention because this is the first episode, so it would tie in, I guess. I think he got like exiled by the Time Lords, and they forced the regeneration on him. So I think he was in some sort of trial, and they just said, "Fuck you! You are being exiled to Earth. You're gonna stay there. You're not gonna be able to use your TARDIS, and we're forcing a regeneration on you." And that's what happened to the Second Doctor. And there was a weird sequence, and then the episode ended. And then I believe the first time you see the Third Doctor would be on this episode. You didn't get to see him in War Games, so it would be this one. That's all I know. That's all I guess I have to mention about Spearhead from Space. I have to say this episode was heavily recommended as one of like the classic episodes that you should watch. Not only of the ones that I picked, but also just like everyone says like this episode is great. This story is great. So I'm excited. I want to see what this is about. It's probably a really good one. But before we begin, the schedule for this release of classic episodes. Well, first of all, there's no set date to any of these. I just do these whenever I have the time. So whenever I have the time to do an extra like 2-hour special whatever in the week, I'm gonna do it. But it might take like a month. So don't hold your breath. But right now we're gonna get Spearhead from Space, and then we're gonna get the remaining 4 in the following order, because this is the order they got votes on. So Spearhead for Space won by a wide margin, and then we had a tie in between Tomb of the Cybermen with the Second Doctor and Greatest Show in the Galaxy with the Seventh Doctor. And then we got no votes on Vengeance on Barrows with the Sixth Doctor and Kinda with the Fifth Doctor. So, and I actually have had people tell me, don't watch Kinda, don't watch that shit. That just makes me want to watch it more, okay? So what I'm gonna do is the following. So right now it's Spearhead from Space. Then I'm gonna watch Greatest Show in the Galaxy, because I really could use some Sylvester McCoy in my life right now. So I just want to do that one. Then I'm gonna do Tomb of the Cybermen. Those are the 2 ones that tied. So I'm gonna do them in that order. Then I'm gonna do Vengeance on Barrows with the Sixth Doctor. I've heard that's maybe his best story, and I haven't seen enough of him. So I wanna go and do that. And then finally we're gonna get Kinda. However, since everyone seems to hate this fucking episode, and here's the thing though, is that if everyone hates this episode, everyone universally talks shit on it, that just makes me want to watch it more. Because here's the thing, is that I'm not watching these episodes because they're great. I mean, for the most part, yes. But I want to watch the episodes that people talk about, you know? Kinda's one that a lot of people talk about. They might not say good things about it, but people talk about it. And I want to know, I want to be in the loop. I want to know what this is. So I'm going to watch Kinda just because I want to know. And I'm not expecting it to be good at all, but I want to watch it. But since a lot of people don't want that, what I'm going to do is the following. That would be the end of this classic rotation, because we've already done 4. We would have already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what we're gonna do then is the next rotation of Doctor Who Classic is gonna start with the 5th Doctor. It's gonna start with Peter Davison. So we're gonna get Kinda, and after Kinda, you're gonna get another 5th Doctor story, and that will be up to you to decide which one. So, okay, people have recommended some 5th Doctor stories. I'm gonna say right now, let me know which Peter Davison 5th Doctor stories you want me to watch. And keep in mind that I've already seen several of his stories that people consider to be like the best ones. So a lot of people have recommended to watch like Earthshock, and I'm like, I already seen it. Caves of Understanding, I already seen that. Like there are several of those that I've already seen, but like I've not seen everything, but I've seen some of the good ones that people recommend usually. So give me like a top 5 Peter Davison stories, and then I'm just gonna decide from like comparing like comments and what people online say. I'm just gonna look that up, and I'm just gonna choose one of the ones that people recommend in big time, in sheer amount of numbers, and then I'm just gonna do that one. So that's gonna be it. Also, you can leave a comment letting me know, just in general, which classic Doctor Who stories you love, you're a big fan of. And I'm writing those down, by the way. Like, I have a TXT that I just write down the title of every story that people have said that is like really good. So I've written those down. So I am keeping in mind what people recommend for classic. So the schedule is gonna be Spearhead from Space, Greatest Show in the Galaxy, Tomb of the Cybermen, Vengeance of Varus, Kinda, then another 5th Doctor story, and then I'm just gonna figure that shit out as I go. But keep in mind that these episodes might take a while to come out, because honestly, I don't have the time to just sit here and watch like 2 hours of this dumb sci-fi show and then talk about it for like an extra hour every time. So I can't do that. But whenever I have the time, I'm gonna do it. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's it. Just let me know 5th Doctor stories. Let me know classic stories in general. And I think we're ready. That was a lot of talking. Sorry about that. But okay, I think we're ready to watch. I'm gonna look this up. It's Doctor Who Classic, Season 7, Episode 1. So, okay. Jumper 3, 3rd Doctor, first story. Let's go. It's fucking great. I love the classic interview a lot. That was the still shot without smoke.
Wasn't I?
That guy was so sweaty. Oh shit. Yeah. The question is, was Spearhead from Space like a total reboot of the show? Well, not a reboot, but like, David Tennant and Matt Smith, or Capaldi to Whittaker, something like that. Just like everything changed, everything.
Yes, ask her to come in.
My man. It's been a while since it's our brigadier, man. It's been a while.
We're not exactly spies here at UNIT.
Then what do you do, exactly?
We deal with the odd, the unexplained. This morning, a shower of about 50 meteorites landed in Essex.
Landed? Most meteorites don't even reach the Earth's surface. They usually burn up in the atmosphere.
These didn't. These particular meteorites came down through a funnel of thin, superheated air about 20 miles in diameter.
You've no idea who he is.
Not a clue. We found him unconscious. Beside a police box, of all things.
In the middle of the woods.
Yes, we thought he was dead at first.
Since UNIT was formed, there have been 2 attempts to invade this planet.
Really?
We were lucky enough to be able to stop them.
Thanks
There was
to...
a We were very lucky on both occasions. We had help from a scientist. We used to call him the Doctor.
He was lying beside a police box, sir. Abandoned by the look of it, right in the middle of Oxley Wood.
A police box?
Yeah!
Is this somebody's idea of a joke?
Sir?
Look at that.
It's hot, sir.
If that is his heart, nurse, what is this?
I guess he just saw something fall and he was like, oh, I'm sealing this shit.
Oh,
Yeah!
shoes, Miss Hand my shoe.
No, you can't do that. Come on.
Unhand me, madam.
What's happening?
Try to get out of bed.
Have your visit any connection with the meteorites that fell last night? Is that why you've cordoned off the wood?
Did the man who was brought in here find one of the meteorites?
Or was he injured by it?
Are these meteorites dangerous?
Sir, they just appeared like swallows in the spring.
Have you put a guard on that police box?
Yes, sir. 2 men with orders to keep strangers well away.
Do you know him?
What? No, I thought I might do, but he's a complete stranger. I've never seen him before in my life.
Wake up and recognize the Brigadier. Do it.
Lethbridge-Stewart. My dear fella, how nice to see you again.
He knows you, sir.
But he can't do.
Look here. Can you hear me? Who are you?
Don't you recognize me?
I'm positive we've never met before.
Oh dear.
It happened again. He doesn't realize it yet.
Well, I must see what they've done to me. Can I borrow
A mirror.
Can I borrow a mirror, please?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. That's not me at all. No wonder you didn't recognize me. Oh, that face. That hair. I think it's rather distinctive, actually. Don't you think?
I think that's quite enough for the moment. His mind's obviously disturbed, and anyway, I'm afraid he's out again.
He didn't get to say who it was, but maybe he got into that it was him.
Oh, you're a poacher, are you?
Ain't nothing so tasty as a fresh rabbit. Got salt and a few onions.
Didn't you see the patrols on the road?
Ah, but I reckon they never seen me.
All right, Dad. Get on your way.
Shoes.
They seem to be worrying him, sir.
Are these what you're looking for? I wonder if the brain's damaged.
Oh. Todeski? Yeah. Oh shit. Well, luckily he put the fucking Todeski in his mouth right on time. Yeah. A car chase. It's a car chase, but it's actually a wheelchair chase.
Got away.
What did you expect was underneath that? It didn't look like a person would be there.
Who's there?
At all. Why you...
Who told you to fire, you stupid?
I love that shit so much. It was like the hardest haircut I've ever seen. Just like fucking shot Dr. Falls. I thought you not to shoot, you fucking...
Is he dead, sir?
No.
Wow. We came back.
Yes, he's more unconscious than anyone I've ever seen. No, he's in such a deep coma that I'd say it was
Was what?
self-induced.
Is that possible?
For
the
you or for
fuck?
me, no.
Well, is it safe to move him?
I honestly don't know, but I'd advise against it.
I would advise for it. He was kidnapped. This place is not safe, motherfucker. Why would he stay here?
It's in his hand when he was brought in. Had to prise his fingers open. He was really hanging on to it.
That's all we could find, sir. Must have broken off when it hit the ground. There's something odd about their faces.
Okay. So, fuck subtlety. I hate these dolls, by the way. They're terrible. They're so fucked up, creepy looking, man.
And you're new, aren't you?
That lady didn't look normal. At all.
No point in going on with this, Mr. Ransom. Goodbye.
Is that guy human, but like being human in cahoots with the aliens? Or a mind control human? Or just a straight up alien?
I'm not sure yet. It may not be the same man.
An alien who travels through time and space in a police box?
It's all becoming difficult.
I like this guts. Okay, this motherfucker is the rogue element. So never mind the fact he was shot in the head and went into a coma. He just decided to wake up and wake up. Dr. Solomon. That's funny. That's fucking funny. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, let's do Duffy right now. Why not? Just steal some motherfucker's clothes. Wanna be the first, huh? Well, actually, it might be the first.
They found the papers.
Oh.
Shopping, eh? Yes.
Oh, I know whose clothes is gonna steal, actually. I know exactly whose clothes is gonna steal. Wow, that worked. That fucking worked. Look at this shitty ass alien, which is just a person with a weird mask on it. But it's creepy as fuck, so it works. Steal the coat, yeah. Nah, doesn't work. God, it looks so good. It looks so dapper. It's so... Such a good fucking look, man. You're just gonna steal this car? Look at this shitty old car, dude. I love it. Oh shit! Damn. They didn't have to do anything. They just stood in front of you and you killed yourself.
I suppose you want to see my pass. Yes, well, I haven't got one. And I'm not going to tell you my name either. Now, you just tell Brigadier Lethbridge-Stewart that I want to see him. Well, don't just stand there arguing with me, man. Get on with it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. He's... Conversation. Let's go. Let's talk.
There you are, my dear fellow. I expect you're wondering how I found you here.
Yes.
Fortunately, I had this with me, you see. It homes on the TARDIS.
Not so fast. I've a lot of questions to ask you.
My dear Brigadier, it's no earthly good asking me a lot of questions. I've lost my memory, you see.
How do I know that you're not an imposter?
Ah, but you don't. It sort of grows on you. Very flexible, you know.
Yeah.
Could be useful on the planet Delphon, where they communicate with their eyebrows. Well, that's strange. How on earth did I remember that?
All right. If I accept that you are the Doctor, there are still a lot of things... Oh, by the way, this is Miss Shaw.
That's Delphon, but how do you do?
He's great. He's fantastic.
I wonder what was inside.
Inside?
Oh, so you can tell from the shape this was a hollow sphere. The rest of these things had been collected. Collected and taken somewhere. The question is, where?
Techniques are very accurate, but the equipment isn't transportable.
I see. I hope it turns out all right.
Like-
It will, I assure you, General.
They're gonna fucking create a doppelganger of this general, but... Why is the general there, is my question. I keep looking at the fucking mannequins to see if they're mannequins or if they're people. I mean, they're gonna move, right? But my question is if it's an actual actor underneath it or if it's just a mannequin for now. One of them is an actor. The one to the left is for sure an actor. The other ones, I'm not sure. So I guess they make noise. Yeah. He can move really well for being a fucking plastic man. This guy, maybe he'll get away and he'll be the only person that's gonna be able to tell the Doctor about what's going on.
The balls, I bet.
They're saying they found...
Is that how you should do that? Looks like you would chop your hand that way.
I want this man sent to HQ right away.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Are you
We're gonna meet up with
getting
this guy.
But what we really need is a lateral molecular rectifier. I think I have one in the TARDIS.
In there?
The trouble is, Lethbridge-Stewart has taken away the key and I can't get inside.
Well, I suppose it is your property.
Yes. Of course, there is always the possibility that you might be able to persuade him to part with it.
Were you out the day those meteorites landed?
Meteorites? Don't know about that. Thunderballs, I calls them.
So you were out?
Right. Might have been. And again, you might not.
Dude, just fucking give them the shit.
It was plastic, made in the factory.
Plastic.
Why do you say
Come
that?
on, Brigadier.
Well, just before this thing came after me, I passed a whole line of them. It took off its hand, and there was a sort of a tube, and the whole of the arm appeared to be hollow. Well, you should see the hole it blasted in the wall.
There was an explosion.
Yes, I suppose so.
I'm afraid he's going to be awfully cross with you.
Well, if you're quick, you mightn't even miss it.
Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that key?
Doesn't work. Yeah. Not gonna work anymore.
Just testing.
You tricked me.
Yes. It won't happen again.
You're gonna tell them the story.
It won't. Give me the key, Doctor.
You really won't.
I couldn't escape now if I
You
wanted
can't.
to. They've trapped me here.
Who have?
Mean, despicable, underhanded lot.
Worth a bit of money, I reckon.
So you do know where there is one?
I might.
This motherfucker.
This man, sir.
Brigadier?
He's found one of the meteorites.
Where is it?
At his house, sir. I was about to take a party and collect it.
Right, we'll go in my car. You know the way, Monroe?
Yes, sir.
Yep. They got here. That's the noise. It's weird that's an actual legit noise because it doesn't sound like a real noise. It sounds like a sound effect. What makes that noise, by the way? Like, I know it's them, but what exactly?
You get away! My husband and I, you know!
Oh shit! Grandma's packing! Nothing. That's not plastic, my dude. That's not plastic that I know of. They found it! Right on time! Nothing!
Unit. Too many. Recall!
You know, this really is most interesting. We must examine it in the laboratory.
Oh, you two are dead.
Destroy. Total destruction.
Well, that guy's dead. Okay, that's what total destruction means. Just fucking nothing. Why were there no soldiers there? I don't know, but... You know that guy! You've seen him! He's the guy in the picture.
But I can assure you, they can't move on their own.
Sir Ransom may have been simply making trouble. It was the man who led the raid on the hospital. I recognized him from his photograph. What does that thing do?
It measures mental activity.
So this thing is conscious.
You mean
This...
there's some form of intelligence inside that globe?
Yes.
We've had some rather strange reports about that factory.
Nothing at all. No, perfectly normal.
No!
Sending signals somewhere. Where to?
Well, the rest of itself, sure.
Isn't it controlling all the
globes that
plastic
came down?
people?
They're all part of one entity. Let's say a collective intelligence.
Stewart, about that autoplastic factory. Yes, well, it's off limits, I'm afraid. They've got some important work on hand. It mustn't be interfered with.
Sir, if you'll just...
Oh, He's hung up.
What are you going to do now?
There's not much I can do, except go over his head. Old fool. Just because he feels flattered they made a facsimile of him.
Facsimile? Of General Scobie?
A plastic replica, yes. Apparently they make these things for Madame Tussauds. It's one of their sidelines.
Oh, my goodness.
There's Reagan, there's Nixon.
What?
Is that MLK in the background?
You
I saw
recognize any of these
Gandhi.
people?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
I think.
Imagine being attacked by fucking. Oh yeah, I play Civilization 5. I know what it's like being attacked by Gandhi.
These are plastic.
Fuck! We are gonna get attacked by Gandhi. I see at least one of them
General
moving.
Scobie.
Like some of these are legitimately moving.
Liz, if you were making a model of someone, would you put a wristwatch on it?
I might do. If it had to look really authentic.
Yes. Would you go to the trouble of winding it up and keeping it at the correct time?
Provided an environment tank in which the energy units can create the perfect life form.
Okay, the possibility of the Doctor Kung Fu fighting a real replica of Gandhi is fucking taking over my mind. I want a feast fight between the Third Doctor and Gandhi. That would be so fucking cool. Or Reagan, or Ronald Reagan. Yeah, fuck it. Let's fight the plastic ghost of Ronald Reagan. Is Gandhi moving? Please tell me Gandhi's moving a little bit. I don't think he is. Fuck.
You meant that this is the real General Scobie?
Yes, and his plastic facsimile is walking around somewhere. You tell Channing that we're here. The Autons will kill us. As I think they killed your friend Ransom. Channing is controlling your mind. You must resist him. Channing is your enemy. The enemy of the entire human race.
Oh, they're all gonna activate? All these fucking mannequins? Yeah, do it, do it. Yeah! Yeah! Everyone, let's go. Someone turn around and take a look at them. Why are they killing people, by the way?
I'm trying to devise a weapon that we can use against them. Well, it's not very efficient, I know, but it's the best that I can do. And then you've got to take me to the security area of that factory.
Fight it. Yeah! This fucking car. Okay. Nothing. They could just disintegrate people. That's crazy. Not even ashes. Just like, nope, gone. Can you not look at this man's face and go like, yeah.
Switch on, Liz.
Oh.
What on earth is this thing?
A life form perfectly adapted for survival and conquest on this planet.
So you'll see, Mr. Channing, with this device I can eliminate you.
Liz, switch on.
It's not working. Liz, come on. Well, what's wrong with it?
Ew. Doctor, look at it. Doctor, turn around. Oh shit. Damn. Damn. Fix it. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Channing.
Oh yeah.
These nestines, will they try again?
Possibly.
I can guarantee you that they will.
You do want to take advantage of my services again, don't you?
And what do you want?
More facilities to repair the TARDIS, laboratory equipment, help from Miss Shaw here. Then when I was stranded on this little planet of yours, I had nothing but these clothes that oh my goodness.
What is it, Doctor?
Well, I've just realized I don't even own these. I borrowed them from the hospital. And there's that car,
Right.
too.
Right.
Yes, you know, I took to that car. It had character.
No, Doctor. That car must be returned to its owner.
Must it? Yes, yes, I suppose it must. Still, there's no reason why you couldn't find me something similar, is there?
By the way, I've just realized. I don't even know your name.
Smith. Dr. John Smith.
That was good shit, man. That was good shit. Alright, that was Spearhead from Space, man. That was great. I enjoyed that episode quite a lot. It's my favorite classy episode I've watched. Definitely my favorite one that we've seen on the channel. Well, I'm between this one and Genesis. Because I quite enjoy Genesis too. But I enjoyed this one a lot. No, fuck it. I enjoyed this one a lot. I enjoyed this one more. I feel like the episode just kept going. I felt like there. So usually when I watch these classic Doctor Who episodes, I consistently feel, at definitely at some point in the episode, I feel like, you know what? All these classic Doctor Who episodes, I feel like I'm just chilling. I feel like I'm just sitting here and the episode is happening in front of me and I'm just sitting here and I'm just taking it in as it happens. But I'm not paying attention. Well, I'm not paying full attention. Like, I'm not specifically looking out for stuff. It's just happening and I'm just sitting here smiling, having a good time. You know? With this episode, I feel like I didn't feel like that at any point. But this episode, it just kept going, and I'm just like into it. I'm just paying attention, and I'm just like hooked. And that hasn't happened with every classic episode. I feel like a lot of classic episode it just feels like it's longer than it should be. This one it didn't. This one felt like it was exactly what it needed to be. And yeah, more than any classic Doctor Who episode I've ever seen, I think this is one that it just feels like it should be the length that it is, which is 4 episodes. Yeah, 4 25-minute episodes. Yeah, good. Not 25, like 21, something like that. Whatever, you get the point. Like, this one more than any other feels like it is the length it should be, and it was a really 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 nice story. So that was John Pertwee's first, huh? It's great because like he feels like the Doctor right away. Like right away, you're like, yeah. And it's like, I feel like you can't. I'm thinking back to like modern Doctor Who. Yeah, I'm thinking back to like modern Doctor Who with, okay, so when Eccleston regenerated into Tennant, yeah, no, Tennant into Smith. Tennant into Smith would be the closest one. Capaldi didn't happen. Okay, let me explain. So, I'm thinking this episode is the first time we see John Pertwee and the Third Doctor, and it's the first adventure he has. And I'm thinking to like modern Doctor Who, and like usually the first episode with a new Doctor, it's like they take their time. It's like an introduction thing, and then nearing the end, maybe they get clothes, or like, I don't know, like they don't get into the role of the Doctor up until the next episode. The first episode is a weird one. It's like a weird introduction. The next one would be the actual first episode where they have an adventure. That's how I feel. Because like regarding David Tennant, it's like, yeah, it was just in bed all day, and then he showed up at the end, and then we see him a little bit, and then he chooses clothes, and then the episode ends. The next episode, I think, is New Earth. That's when we finally see him be the Doctor. With Peter Capaldi, also Deep Breath, I feel like it's not a great first adventure episode. It's just an introduction, and then next one would be the actual adventure. I feel like this episode, without any comparison, I feel like Spearhead from Space, like, we spent the first 1.5 episodes with the Doctor just kind of, yeah, the first 2 episodes, let's say. So the first episode is like, oh, the Doctor is out, and it's like, oh, the weird alien man, whatever. And mostly it's just Brigadier. Brigadier is like our main character for the first episode, which is, it's great because it's like, it's a character that we know. He was around with the second Doctor. So it's a character that we know. We can follow that, and we can follow the soldiers and the fucking one dude that just stole the shit, you know, and the plastic factory and all that. We can follow the plot. Episode 2 is also the same, but in episode 2, the Doctor actually like gets out of bed, and he gets out of bed, and he goes and does the shower trick, and then he steals some clothes, and then he steals a car, and then he goes to unit, and he's like, hey, I'm the doctor, I want my TARDIS key, what up? And he just does this whole thing, and he analyzes his face, and is like, oh, look at it, bit of fluxful, ain't it? And it's great. I love that, by the way. I love John Pertwee as the Doctor already. Like, I've only seen him here and on one more episode, I think, but he's great. I really like him. He's up there. But okay. But episode 3 and episode 4, like both of them, feels like all right, we're going, you know, which is something that I never feel with modern Doctor Who anymore. When it comes to a first episode of a new Doctor, by the way, that's what I mean. Because it feels like we have this weird introduction thing. This story was like, all right, introduction's done. Let's focus on the issue of the episode, and I like that. I like how it's like, good, let's go, you know. And even at the end, there was never like a moment of like, oh, I'm the Doctor, you know, I'm stepping into the role, like I'm reaffirming that I'm gonna be the Doctor from now on. We never have that here. It's just like, well, if that doesn't work, so I'm just gonna hang out here. Give me a lab and I'll work. Give me a car, you know, and it's like, that's it. That's all we get, and I like that. I like that a lot, and yeah, I just really like the pacing of this story. I think this 4-parter was just greatly, amazingly paced. I think that it was really well directed too. There were some cuts that I thought were really good from one conversation into the next one, just like that, just like no in between. And I like that. I like when a show has no in betweens. I like when a show just keeps moving. I enjoy that so much. It's like, no time to lose. Just fucking give me the good shit, you know? Let's go. I enjoy that so much. I also enjoy how characters, like, were not stupid. Because sometimes it feels like a character is gonna be stupid or can be stupid, and you're never sure. So, for example, we get all these clues of, like, this man might be the Doctor, and I'm like, well, does the Colonel know that he's the Doctor? Is he sure or whatever? And then, like, the next scene, I say Colonel, sorry, Brigadier. But then the next scene, the Brigadier is like, well, that's the Doctor. Given he's still, like, cautious because it's like, I don't want you to give you the key, you might be an imposter or whatever, which is, it's a fair thing to do. Like, I would also be doing that. But in a conversation he has with a different soldier early on, after witnessing that, the third Doctor being like, Brigadier, hey, whatever, is like, you don't recognize my new face, all that. He's already acknowledging him as the Doctor because he mentions it on a conversation with another soldier, and I enjoy that. And also, like, a moment on episode 3 where the Brigadier, they go to a plastic factory, and the Brigadier is like, he looks at this fucking guy. What was the name of that guy? The evil guy? Channing. Yeah. He's this fucking Channing. This Channing ass motherfucker. He sees them across, like, the mirror glass wall, whatever the fuck that was. And I'm like, you know his face. And then he doesn't say anything. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, are they gonna say, like, oh, I thought his face was familiar, but I'm not sure. Or like, oh, he just doesn't remember. But then, no, next scene, he's on some fucking Unit HQ, and he's saying, like, it was him. I knew him. I saw his face. It was that guy, Channing. And it's like, he has the intel, and he just connects the dots, just like that. And it's like, I enjoy this so much. Because it is infuriating when the show is not moving at the speed that they are presenting to you as the audience. It is frustrating, because, like, there's definitely different ways you can do this, but, like, I personally find really annoying when a show is not moving at the speed that I am. And it's not to say that, oh, I'm moving really fast. It's no. The show is giving me the information. It's emphasizing on this information. Like, it's not even a mystery. It's just presented to me, but then the characters don't acknowledge it. That is annoying. It can be really annoying. It can really make you feel like the show is dragging on longer than it has. Longer than it has to be. Because it's like, I know where we're going. because you already gave me all the information. You already told me where we're going. So just fucking get there, you know? That's how it feels sometimes. This episode is a stellar example of not that, you know? And given there was like one moment or one thing that I'm just like, all right, this dude is going to get taken out and he's going to be replaced by a fucking clone made of plastic. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. But me saying that didn't happen because it's like, it's not because the show was moving slow. It's because like, that had to happen at a specific moment, right? That was going to happen, but me saying that was going to happen is because like the show is not telling me it's going to happen. It's just giving me the bits, and I'm just like putting the bits together. And I also think, oh, this is a dumb TV show. They're going to do something crazy. They're just going to do that because like it's pretty clear, and then they just do it, and I'm like, okay, good. But it's not something that the show just told me and then took a while to do it. They told me, well, they didn't tell me. They just show me things, and then they did it when it was right to do it, you know? They didn't rush to do it, or they didn't wait too much to do it. It's not like, it would have been different if they had said, oh, we're gonna make a clone of the general, and they just didn't do it for like a full episode. That would have been annoying. But they just did it when the time was right, and that's great. So yeah, like I think that this serial is just being a very good paced serial. It might be my favorite one in terms of that, in terms of like there was no downtime. It just kept going, and I personally really like when a show just keeps going. It just gives you no time to lose, no time to waste. It's just like, we gotta fit all this shit in this amount of time. Let's roll. You know, let's cut in the middle of a conversation into another conversation as it's happening. No setup, no nothing. Just like, let's go, baby. I enjoy that so much. Okay, enough about me talking about the pacing of this. Let's talk about. Yeah, people want to know how do I feel about this Doctor. I love this Doctor, by the way. I love John Pertwee here. John Pertwee's performance here. I think, well, not only his performance, but like every Doctor has a different personality. I really dig this one. By the way. I actually want to go back and just watch third Doctor stories now. And I'm sad that I can't do that because of the channel, right? Because like I just want to go and binge some third Doctor stories now. Like I'm actually feeling like doing that. Because this episode was so dope, I'm just like, I want to do that now. I just want to spend my downtime just doing that. But I can't do it because of the channel. Because I never know which episodes I'm going to be watching here. And it's better for you guys, but it's, fuck me. I want to watch some Doctor Who now, some classic. But whatever. I guess we're not going to get to. But yeah, at least it gets me excited for whenever we're going to see next John Pertwee story, which won't be soon, but I'll do it at some point. Okay, so yeah, while we're here, just let me know any third Doctor stories that are like your favorites. Just let me know, and I'm just gonna keep those in mind for future reference. But anyway, God, I really enjoy this Doctor. He didn't do any kung fu fighting, but it's this first episode. I wasn't expecting him to do it, but I kind of hope. You know, you always hope. But okay. I enjoy how silly he was sometimes. And given this is just a thing the Doctor is, you know, like the Doctor is silly in different aspects sometimes, but I enjoy how out of the gate he was like, he's not like super outgoing, he's actually very calm and collected. Like he's a very proper Doctor, but also he's a funny man, you know. Also he's just doing all these weird faces and he's just smiling, and he's like, I enjoy that so much. Actually, it's like, I was gonna say it's like Series 10 Peter Capaldi, but not really, you know. It's like, because like Peter Capaldi is still Peter Capaldi, he's still like pretty intense, but this is like a more friendly, approachable version of that. And I enjoy that so much. And given I kind of had a general idea of what the Third Doctor would be like because I'd seen him a little bit, so I already had a general idea, and that's kind of part of the reason why I also really was excited to watch this, because I was like, I think I'm gonna really enjoy the Third Doctor, and I'm actually I think I was right because like, man, I really enjoyed this episode. It was pretty good. It was really great, and I just enjoy John Pertween's performance, and like, man, I wish I could have done this sooner, by the way, because I really wanted to watch this serial for what would have been John Pertween's birthday anniversary, which was, I don't know, it was, well, now it was a couple months ago, but I remember seeing all over Twitter, people were like, oh man, rest in peace, John Pertwee, it was great, and, you know, this would have been his, like, I don't know, like 100th birthday, something like that. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay. When was he born? When was John Pertwee born? It would have been his 100th birthday, actually. Because he was born in 1919. So 2019 would have been 100. So that's why people were talking about it, because it was like it was his 100th birthday. Yeah, so he was born on July 7th. So that's when I actually saw people talking about this. On July 7th, 2019, they were talking about his John Pertwee's birthday, and I kind of wanted to do something for it, but realistically I couldn't have. So I'm glad I got to see his first story here, though. That was fucking great. That was great. Oh, I forgot, this was supposed to be the first color Doctor Who adventure. It was fantastic for what it was. I enjoyed it so much. It was also the first time we see the Autons. Yeah, the Autons, the Nasty Conscience. I'm gonna take a look at the fucking wiki, just real quick. Do we see them appear at some point in between here and Rose? Oh yeah, they do show up once more next season, actually, in season 8. They show up again. Okay, so I assume they just go. I assume the production team just looked at Spearhead's face and they were like, oh, that was a great episode. People love that one. Let's bring the Autons back. You know, they were like, yeah, people love that one. Let's make another one. They're going to love that one too. And then they didn't bring them back at all. So maybe the rest of the Autons didn't do that well. They brought him back for Rose. Let's talk about Rose. Yeah, I remember Rose. Rose was... So this episode also felt nice because it's the first time the Autons show up. And Rose was my first Doctor Who episode I watched, you know, like a lot of people my age, we started with Rose because it's what we got, you know, like, but even then, like, I didn't watch it in 2005, I watched it in 2000, like, I don't know, 12, 11, you know, so like years after, during Matt Smith's era, I went back and watched Eccleston, and that's where I started, because I was just like, oh, Doctor Who, what's the show about? And then I read what it was about, and I'm like, that sounds really good. So I just checked it out, and I just loaded season 1, and I watched season 1 with Chris Eccleston. Yeah, and the Autons were the first Doctor Who enemy I was exposed to because it's the first one I watched. So it felt really nice to go back to Spearhead from Space because of them. It felt nice to see them here. So... yeah, I do enjoy the concept of the Autons, the Nasty Conscience, a lot, actually. Just seeing all these plastic, creepy-ass people. And it's great because they're, like, low budget, too. It's like fucking guys, but plastic for face. And that's it. You know? And, like, you have, like, the prosthetic hand thing that opens and has, like, this fucking tube. But it's like, you're never gonna have more than one of those at any given time, I think. Maybe they did in like the scenes where there are multiple walking around across the street, but let's say that you only need one of those, and that's it. You got one prosthetic, and that's it. That's all that matters. And then the fucking face plastic mask, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else for them, and they're creepy as fuck just by being that. You know, man, I was so happy to see the Brigadier again, because the thing about the Brigadier is that my relationship with the Brigadier is almost like very akin to Doctor Who itself, because like my relationship with the Brigadier is that like I never saw his first story. I still haven't. I never saw this story, but I just seen him around, you know? I just kind of watch random episodes sometimes that I seen him, you know? Like I saw him with Tom. I saw him I saw him with Jumper doing that one episode I saw. I saw him in a lot of clips. I saw him mentioned. I read about him. I must have seen him in like a comic of some sort. And of course he gets consistently mentioned in the modern series, you know? Like he okay, so I think the first time he was mentioned, well, maybe not, but like the first one I can think of is when Matt Smith actually wants to go and like find him and goes like, hey, let's go on another adventure or whatever. And then he gets told that like, hey, he passed away, and he always like said that you might show up. And that was kind of sad. But then like we get him through Kate, which is his daughter. So it's like, okay, lives on some way, Kate and Unit. And then it's like he shows up for like, well, he's in a portrait in Death in Heaven, and then he shows up in Death in Heaven as a Cyberman, and he does this salute thing, and it's fantastic. And then in Twice Upon a Time, they bring him back too, as because we save his grandfather or something, and it's like the Brigadier is like a constant. It's the one person that we're gonna bring back every time. We can't bring back the character itself, but he has become kind of an icon of what a stellar companion should be, you know, almost. Because like, I know he hung up with the second Doctor. He hangs out with the third Doctor right now. He hangs up with Tom Baker, the fourth Doctor. He hang up with Peter Davison, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, the five Doctors is the thing. So he at least shows up there, and I'm pretty sure he shows up again at a different other time. I don't know if he encountered the sixth Doctor, but he did encounter the seventh. I know for a fact that is true. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Battlefield. Fuck that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna watch Battlefield whenever we get to the second rotation of the seventh Doctor. I haven't watched Battlefield. I always wanted to. So I think I'm gonna do that. Okay. So the Brigadier is this constant. He wasn't there for the first Doctor, and I don't think he was there for the sixth one. He was there for everything else. Not always, but he always showed up. And like he became this constant, and like the modern series almost like says that he's some sort of like icon at this point, because they consistently refer to him, even though the modern audience never saw him, unless you want to count Death in Heaven. It's this thing of like every time we're just gonna acknowledge that he existed, because acknowledging him is like acknowledging the past of the show. It's acknowledging classic almost, you know, and I enjoy that so much. I enjoy whenever the modern show refers to the classic show in any way, in any shape, essentially. I enjoy that a lot. And the Brigadier, I feel, is like the ultimate person that you can go back and refer to as like one of the icons for classic. Of course, you can refer to the first Doctor, you can refer to the fourth Doctor, you know, but Brigadier is like an actual character that is not the Doctor that you can always refer to, and that is a great callback to have to classic, because he was always there and he was great, and I'm enjoying seeing him here, because like I've seen him several times, but whenever I see him again, it's like meeting an old friend, you know, because it's like he's not there in the modern show, and he's not there in every classic story, but whenever he shows up, it's like, hey, you're here. Hey man, how are you doing? You know? Given I think he's in a lot of story for the third Doctor, because the third Doctor is now Earthbound. That's a video game. I think he showed up in Sarah Jane Adventures. Like, man, Russell T Davies fucking missed on that chance to bring him in when he could. I guess Moffat did too, because Series 5, I think he was alive for Series 5. But like, the first season is not one you want to do callbacks for. RTD could have bring him back, because he brought back Sarah Jane, so fuck it, bring the Brigadier while you're at it, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. It would have been great to have him once in modern, because then we can actually do callbacks, and it will be more meaningful, for people that have only watched modern. So there you go. Uh, Liz, Liz was the companion for this episode, wasn't she? I just want to make sure. Companion, Liz. Yeah. So Liz, the first time she shows up is in this episode, isn't she? She has to. Yeah. So Liz shows up and she's an skeptic scientist. I mean, kind of a redundant description, but yeah, she's a skeptic scientist. She doesn't believe any of the bullshit that the Brigadier tells her, which is weird because it's like, if you want to be part of this, if you want to work for us, you gotta know that we deal with the weird alien shit, So she should be like, it's like, and it's like a serious thing. So why would the Brigadier be telling jokes or whatever? He's like, no, really, this is our job. This is what we do here. If we're gonna hire you, you gotta realize that this is our job. And she's like, yeah, jokes. It's weird, but it's great. She, and like, the Doctor is immediately like into her, because like he shows up and he's like, oh, weird shit is happening. Okay, let's fucking work with this. What do you got? And then he's like looking at it, and then she's explaining to him what she has already discovered, and he's like, oh, I see. But what about that? And they did just start having a scientific conversation. And Brigadier is just standing there like, sure, keep working, I guess. And the Doctor enjoys her company because she's a scientist. Like, she's dealing with all this shit, and she has already discovered what she could. And the Doctor is like, like, it's nice having someone that is that useful, Just like, keep. You did all this research. Okay, what have you discovered? Okay, let's figure this out together. They're working together. They're doing all this shit together, and it's like, yeah, you have someone that is like super capable. So of course you're gonna like having them around because they're great. So I enjoy that dynamic. It wasn't like a character dynamic, but it made sense, and it's actually it's fun because you have a character who is like completely a skeptic of everything alien and dumb. And she said at one point, like, we're talking about the real world, not sci-fi. And I'm just like, whoa, shame. I have bad news for you, lady, about the universe you live in. But it's like, I love that a lot, because it's like a character that is like bringing this like pragmatic, realistic, almost close-off view on the world. But it's like, then she encounters the Doctor and Unit and all that crazy bullshit that happens in the show, and that's just a fun thing to explore. It's just like a character that is just like doesn't believe in any of this shit, and then you show them the craziest bullshit they've ever seen, and meet the Doctor himself, like the most amazing man in the universe, craziest fucking alien ever. Fucking meet that guy, and then it's like, okay, what happens? How does this work out? That's just a fun thing to explore, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like how the Doctor just fucking stole those clothes and then stole a car, and he's like, can I keep the car? And Brigadier's like, no, that car has to go back to whoever owned it. Like, it's like, it's enough that we allowed you to fucking use it during this mission. It's like, no, that car belongs to someone. It has to go back to that person. Well, can you at least get me a car similar to that one, please? And I love that, because that car is so fucking stupid. I love that shit so much. And I know that the guy's like a fucking dumb car, doesn't he? Like, I haven't... I think I've seen it. I don't remember how it looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's a thing. And I enjoy that. Like, I enjoy having... I'm really... God, I'm excited to watch the Third Doctor's journey, because it's like, I want to see this Doctor just hanging out here in this life, doing some stupid bullshit, figuring shit out, and then some random ass alien show up, and it's like, oh, what do we have to deal with today? And then he's just like, alright, let's go and find what's going on over there. And then he goes on his fucking stupid ass car, and and he just drives there, and then he kung fu fights the aliens. And it's like, yes, this is a fantastic show. I want to watch that show, you know? That's what I want to watch. I love that so much, man. I just want to... I really, really just want to go watch John Pertwee's run for the show now. He was great in this story alone, and I just want to see everything. But man, I don't have the time, and I can't do this. So it's like, fuck. We'll get there when we get there. We'll see it at some point. But like, yeah. I think we're done. All right. Let me know which Third Doctor stories you really like. And I'll write those down because fuck, man, I want to watch more of this. He might be my third favorite. Well, that's saying a lot just from very little information. So no, that's jumping the gun. That's jumping the gun so hard. But the thing is that every Doctor is different, and everyone has a preference, right? Peter Capaldi is my favorite Doctor. Sylvester McCoy is my second favorite Doctor. I'm not sure about the rest. The rest, I just don't know. John Pertwee, though, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He might be running for Canada for their place. So far there's no contest for third place. Like, I actually don't really care. I'm just sure I'm Capaldi, and I'm sure I'm McCoy, and everything else I kind of don't know. But John Pertwee is doing stuff. He's doing stuff I really like. And when I say John Pertwee, I mean the Third Doctor. But the actor himself was great, by the way. This episode, he was just great. I enjoyed that a lot. But the Third Doctor, I'm also enjoying a lot of what he was doing. So I really want to go back and watch some of those episodes. Fuck, like, it sucks that I can't now, because now I have to do this shit, and I can't. But man, I want to watch some Third Doctor serials, man. I really do want to do that. But okay, I think we're done. Again, reminder, let me know classic Doctor Who serials you want me to watch. So yeah, which ones are your favorites? Focus on the Fifth Doctor if you want, because that's the one I'm gonna do after Kinda, because people are gonna be upset that I did Kinda instead of anything that's worthwhile. So I'm gonna go one back to another. But just in general, classic Doctor Who stories that you like, go. All right. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, next one will be Greatest Show in the Galaxy. I'm not sure when I'll do it. I'll just do it whenever I have the time. So let's say, I don't know, next month maybe. Also, I'm recording this on like end of January, so it will be airing on February, I'm sure. I hope I could be doing sooner, but the occasion didn't come. But yeah, just whenever I can do it, whenever it's available, it will be out. It will just be out whenever it can be out. Whenever it's done. That's the release date for Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Whenever it's done. But anyway, that was it for Spearhead from Space. John Pertwee's story as the Doctor. Fucking dope. I enjoyed it a lot. But anyway, that was it for this classic Doctor Who reaction. If you would like to see some of the modern episodes ahead of time or any other shows, check out the Patreon. There's stuff there. Check out the links in the description as well. And see you next time, okay? Take care.